What's going on, you guys? James here, and happy Oscars morning to each and every one of you. But if it's not the morning and you're watching this, just happy Sunday. But today we're talking all about the Academy Awards, and yes, you're getting my reactions to all the winners and the losers tonight. So you're not going to want to miss out. Go ahead and hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, tap on that little notification bell right next to it just to stay up to date when that video drops. And you guys, thank you. We are past 750 subscribers. This is such a blessing that I get to talk movies with you guys each and every day. So I'm excited to get to 800 and eventually to that 1,000 mark. And a huge thank you to everyone who likes these videos, shares them, and comments down below. So again, I'm gonna need that energy on this video. Like it, share it, and in the comments below, let me know which one of these Best Picture winners is your favorite. Yes, guys, we're breaking down every Best Picture winner from 2010 all the way up to 2019. Of course, we don't know who's won at this point in time for 2020, but I'm excited just to break down every single Best Picture winner this decade and just kind of rank them, because we got 10 good films and then there's a mix bad films in these 10. So let's just go ahead and start with 2010's Best Picture winner and all of the nominees that it went up against. Oh, and before I go any further, if you want to see who I'm predicting to win this year's Best Picture, you're going to want to check out the link in the description below. Okay, so let's start with 2010's Best Picture winner, The Hurt Locker. I mean, Kathryn Bigelow directed such a fantastic film here, and it went up against Avatar, The Blind Side, District 9, an amazing film, and Education, which I admittedly haven't seen, Inglourious Basterds, which I admittedly have seen. Fantastic film. A Serious Man, and Up. I think that's about it. No, Up in the Air. So you had two ups. Up and up. But yeah, so Hurt Locker won for 2010. Let's move on to 2011. I'm jogging my memory and I'm helping you jog your memory, so this is fun. 2011's best winner is The King's Speech, directed by the same guy who did Cats. Yeah, I'm confused too. So The King's Speech went up against Black Swan, an amazingly dark film, but with some fantastic performances riddled throughout. Then you have The Fighter, which is actually pretty good as well. Inception, so good, man. It's such a great Christopher Nolan film. The Kids Are All Right, 127 hours, which, oof, man, it just tore at my insides. Get it? Because the tendon. Okay, we're moving on. The Social Network, arguably one of the best movies of this past decade, but it didn't win, which was so weird to me that year. I was really upset. You have Toy Story 3, True Grit, Winter's Bone, and that's about it for 2011. There was some tough competition that year, but honestly, 2012 kind of shows you why maybe it dipped a little bit, because I didn't really care for the Best Picture winner this year. 2012, The Artist, it's like, okay, I get it, it's a very Oscar film, it's an Academy Award friendly movie, but it went up against some films I guess that I would have rather have seen taken the award. I just didn't really care too much that year, to be honest with you. Alright, so the nominees that year were The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, and War Horse. Can I be completely honest with you? Moneyball and War Horse, I would have rather seen both of those movies take home Best Picture than The Artist that year. But Moneyball was one of my favorite movies of that year. It was so fun. Oh, and maybe it helps that I'm an Oakland A's fan. A little biased, maybe. Okay, so moving on to 2013's winner, Argo, which was a super shocker that year. Ben Affleck was so hyped to get this award. He directed and starred in the film. Hey, I really like the movie, so I'm kind of happy it got the award, but it went up against Amor, Beast of the Southern Wild, Django Unchained, which I actually did want to see take home Best Picture that year because it's my favorite Quentin Tarantino film, but that sounds like another ranking video for another day. Les Mis, Life of Pi, which is also a great film. Lincoln, Silver Linings Playbook, which over time has gotten a little bit worse for me, but I don't know. Yeah, I saw that when I was in college, and I'm like, it's good, but it's not like it's carrying well throughout the years. Let's move on. Zero Dark 30, so Kathryn Bigelow coming again strong with another Best Picture nominee. So let's go ahead and move on to 2013's winner, 12 Years a Slave, an incredibly moving and powerful film with some amazing performances, more specifically by Lupita Nyong'o, who crushed it, and she did win an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken, that year for Best Actress. Well deserved. So the nominees that year were American Hustle, a movie I like much better than most people give it credit for, Captain Phillips, and that movie's moving, Lord. Dallas Buyers Club, which is Matthew McConaughey's best role in my opinion. Gravity, a film that I don't know why, but a ton of my friends at the time were trashing it, and I seem to be the only one in my group that loved it. Then you have Her, oh, so good. I actually didn't see Her until years later after that. Nebraska, Philomena, and The Wolf of Wall Street. Scorsese still couldn't take home a Best Picture that year. I really thought he was going to get it because The Wolf of Wall Street is such a great movie, and maybe it was a little bit long for some Academy Award voters, but I liked it a lot. Okay, so in 2015, our winner is Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of, is it Ignorance? Yes, Ignorance, okay. Man, Iñárritu directs such a fantastic film here, and the one shot, I don't care. People said it was gimmicky. I did not think it actually hurt the film. If anything, it actually propped up the movie, and it added to the style. I absolutely love this movie. I'm so happy it won. It went up against American Sniper, Boyhood, which is actually probably the longest movie ever in existence. Well, no, but it felt that way. The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma, The Theory of Everything, and Whiplash. An amazing film, and it's actually my favorite Chazelle film. So let's go to 2016. The winner here actually made me a little bit disappointed. I was watching this at home, and I clearly remember turning off the television very fast when the movie took home this award. Spotlight won that year, and the nominees were The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, which is actually the film I wanted to win so badly, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's the best action movie of the decade. I don't care what anyone says. The Martian, The Revenant, and Room. I almost read that as Doom. Can you imagine? The Rock would be like, what up? That's stupid. Okay, so let's go to 2017's winner, Moonlight. Okay, a little bit of backstory here. I was watching the Academy Awards this year in my room, and I was super tired. I had work the next day, and I thought to myself, listen, if La La Land wins, I'm going to be incredibly upset. And what happened? They read La La Land's name off that card. I was mad. I threw the remote in the bed, and I'm like, you know what? Let me call up my girlfriend and tell her how mad I am. And the minute I called her, what happens? We all know what happens. They come out and say, oh, it was a mistake. Moonlight wins. And I'm like, you know what? Yes. Because, guys, everyone asks me, what's your favorite movie of the past decade? Because, you know, we're in 2020 now. It makes sense. I tell them, I think it's Moonlight. So the fact that I won Best Picture and Barry Jenkins delivered the best speech with the limited amount of time that he got, because they should have given him more time. I don't care about the show afterwards. They should have given him more time. The local news could have waited. But yeah, Moonlight winning was so great. And the nominees that year were Arrival, which is an amazing film. Oh, Denis Villeneuve is crazy good. I cannot wait for Dune. Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, a film I didn't really care for too much. Hidden Figures, La La Land, which doesn't work as a musical. You know, you guys can attack me in the comments for that one. Lion, which is a film that was understated of how good it was. It was such a great performance by our leading man. And then Manchester by the Sea, a movie that you pretty much should get your Kleenex for because it's really moving. Okay, 2018's winner, The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro. I love you so much because he came up and just delivered such a good and genuine speech. I'm so happy that Shape of Water won that year. Its nominees were Call Me By Your Name, a movie that I actually liked but I didn't love. Then Darkest Hour, Dunkirk. Oh, Dunkirk. So loud. It's not good. Get Out. It's so amazing. Lady Bird, my number one movie of the year, that year. And I wish it would have won, but it didn't. I'm so upset. Phantom Thread, another fantastic top-tier film that year. The Post, who cares? Sorry, that was just such a very generic film. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. 110% don't care about that film. It is so bad. Okay, moving on to 2019. All right, so now the recency effect kind of comes into play here because I do remember watching this Academy Awards ceremony and thinking to myself, okay, it's probably not going to get any better. It was a little boring, and I missed out on the Best Picture winner, and that year was Green Book. And let's just read these nominees, and you're going to understand why I'm so upset. Okay, they got Black Panther, very good film. BlacKkKlansman, amazing top 5 film that year. Bohemian Rhapsody, that's stupid. The Favorite, so good. Roma is just absolutely fantastic. A Star is Born, even that is so good. Vice, it didn't do anything for me. But I'm telling you guys, Green Book winning that year was total robbery. That was BlacKkKlansman's award. That was The Favorites award. That was Roma's award. That was even A Star is Born's award. I would have been okay with all 4 of those movies. But then they picked the Green Book, or just Green Book. It doesn't even matter because the movie's so irrelevant. I'd actually forgotten all about that film. So that's why I'm hoping in 2020 they rectify their mistakes and they give Parasite Best Picture. If you want to know why I think Parasite wins Best Picture, you can find the link to that video in the description below. So let's go ahead and rank all these Best Pictures. So you guys, this is kind of tough because as I was going through it, there was a clear-cut number 1 and a clear-cut number 10. If you just heard what I said, you'd imagine which is coming in at number 10. But let's go from 10 to 1. Okay, man. Boy, number 10. You already... Okay, if you don't know what number 10 is, guys, can we just rewind this video and go back to when I was just complaining about Green Book? It was the biggest disappointment that I could have honestly chosen. I don't know why the Academy voted for that. Maybe preferential ballots played a part, if that was even a thing last year, but it was so bad. It ruined the entire awards night. It was terrible choice. Number 9 is The Artist, and it's not that I don't like the movie, it's just that it's kind of boring. It's black and white, that's cool, but didn't really care too much for the film. There are 8 more movies that are much better than this one. So number 8 is Spotlight. It's a film, you know, it's not bad, it's just very safe as a Best Picture winner. Number 7, The King's Speech, a film that admittedly I did not like very much on the first time. My first viewing, I fell asleep. Yeah, it was pretty boring. But then I watched it again, maybe with a little bit more rest in my system, and I found out that it is a really good film. It's not great, but it is just a good movie. It's very well made and acted. Again, by the same director who did Cats. We ain't letting that one die. Number 6 is Argo. I did like Ben Affleck's performance in that, Bryan Cranston's performance. I thought it was very gripping, and the movie itself, not saying it didn't deserve Best Picture, but I think I could have picked at least one movie or two that could have been Best Picture worthy over Argo, but honestly, it winning was fine. I mean, it was such a surprise. It was one of the first moments, I think, in my young film critic career that I could really remember thinking, oh, so Best Picture can go to pretty much any movie. This is not just clear cut, this is amazing. So now we're in the top 5, and The Hurt Locker gets that 5th spot for me. I think it's just such a great film. Jeremy Renner's amazing in this movie. Kathryn Bigelow directs her butt off and shows that, yes, female directors, hello, Academy, female directors should be winning for Best Picture as well. I'm still mad about Little Women this year, guys. Okay, we're gonna move on before I get upset. Number 4 is 12 Years a Slave. It's a movie that I watched at home. I didn't actually see it in theaters when it came out, but boy, that really, it was so strong for me. There were some moments I had to pause the film and take a breath, because the film is just incredibly moving. Lupita gives, I think, the performance of her career. She's really good. I hope it's not the performance of her career. Actually, let me take that back, because I can't wait to see what she does next. I think the bar continues to rise with every single one of her performances. So let's move on to number 3, The Shape of Water. Oh my gosh, that year was so fun for me, because if I'm not mistaken, Lady Bird was also in that year, and it was so cool just to see each of the films that I really liked get nominated for a Best Picture. I would have loved to see Lady Bird get it, trust me, but The Shape of Water is a very fun film, and I think it's worthy of the spot it's at now. So number 2, Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Gosh, these subtitles are crazy. I mean, this year already we've had Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. We're getting these crazy subtitles, guys, but Birdman definitely takes the number 2 spot for me, because it's a film that I did rewatch a couple more times after that, if I'm not mistaken, and it's so good. I mean, the one shot works so well, and it only benefits the directing style by Iñárritu. He had a vision for that film, he executed it well, and this was really an ode for Michael Keaton to his previous performances as Batman. So guys, there's nothing more to say about that movie but that it's worthy of this number 2 spot. But my number 1 Best Picture winner of the previous decade is Moonlight. Man, you guys, this film is Barry Jenkins' masterpiece. Now, I did really like If Beale Street Could Talk, but Moonlight for me moved me in a way movies haven't done before. I literally was crying in the movie theater. If you don't believe me, well, why wouldn't you? But yeah, I was bawling in my seat. I thought it was shot very well. The fact that it was in Miami really brought it home for me a little bit, even though I didn't grow up in Miami. I think that being in South Florida, I understood, the atmosphere, exactly where the film was taking place, played a huge part for me. Yeah, Moonlight definitely deserves that number 1 spot. It's just out of this world, amazing. It's just so great, and it really deserved a Best Picture win that year. I'm so glad it got it over La La Land. Not saying La La Land's a terrible film, it just didn't really deserve Best Picture in my opinion. So the Academy kind of breaking new ground with Moonlight tells me something. Parasite's gonna win in 2020, so this year I think Parasite takes home Best Picture. Again, y'all gonna want to know why I think Parasite won, or is gonna win Best Picture. Sorry, I'm speaking it out there. Go ahead and find the link in the description below. And I dropped some really cool videos over the past few days, including Birds of Prey, so that review is live. You're gonna want to see that as well. You guys, thanks so much for sticking with me throughout my top 10 Best Picture winners of the past decade. Now, I want to know what you guys think. What does your list look look like? Let me know in the comments below and tell me if I'm wrong. That would be fun too, because then I can tell you why you're wrong, but it will go back and forth and we'd be nice and give hugs at the end of the day. So you guys, thank you again for sticking around and watching this list of the Best Picture winners of the past decade. Until we meet again tonight for my winners and losers reaction to the Oscars, I'll catch you at the next screening.